right on time. It's sunrise on the East Coast over the Atlantic Ocean, Fort Lauderdale. Let's watch. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, I say, it's all right. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Look how beautiful. Where is everyone? You're missing it. You're missing it. It is glorious. Jetty, hey, good morning. You're the first one to see the sun. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Jim up north. We've got a gorgeous sunrise right over the ocean this morning. Isn't it perfect? Good morning, Lappy. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Bo. Look at that. Look at all these people here just for the show, for the sunrise show. Nothing like a sunrise over the Atlantic Ocean on a crisp October morning. Oh, what's going on with the chat again? It looks normal to me. Yeah, look at these waves. Very minimal waves, quiet ocean this morning, but all of a sudden, look at this. All the waves are coming. I love the sound of waves. And that dog digging in the sand. Hey, buddy, no holes. It's November. Thank you, Jetty. Oh my God, I don't even know what month it is. So actually, no sunglasses needed. Did you know? I know, you guys, I'm an idiot. Did you know that if you get a good glimpse of the morning sun in your eyes, you're good for the day? The sun actually activates certain cones in your eyes. It lets you know how much sun is out there. It tells your body to produce melatonin to not get sunburned. Sunglasses don't do us any favors. And, you know, the cavemen didn't have any sunglasses. The ocean's always quite calm here in Fort Lauderdale. We don't see a lot of really big waves down here for some reason. If we got big waves in Fort Lauderdale, there's a big storm out there. It is very chilly though. Last night was amazing, wasn't it, Brian? Oh my gosh, we had so much fun last night. Those guys were so great. You want to talk about old school musicians? So much experience, so much talent. Yes, Laura, it's my birth month. I know. You know what? This right here, this is blowing my mind. Look at the reflection of the wave before it breaks with the sunshine on it. Look at the sunshine surf. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. I love that. Oh my gosh. Hey, Cam. Jim, you're starting to write. I'm so proud of you. You know what, though? I don't use composition books. I use steno notepads. Steno like they do in court. That's my go-to journal way. I get a big old pack of stenos, like a pack of 10, and I'm off to the races. Hello, Hawaii. Denise, it's dark over there, isn't it? It looks like Lake Erie. This is indeed the great Atlantic Ocean. And something you always want to see on the Atlantic Ocean are the big tanker ships. My husband used to point that out. He'd say, baby, if there are no ships on the ocean, we in trouble. There's the tanker ship over there. And then over here, the tanker ships are waiting to get into Port Everglades, which is right in front of them. Yeah, Greg shorthand. I don't write in shorthand. Well, maybe my own little version of shorthand, but... And I haven't written in a steno book, notepad, with a journal entry in a long time. Look at this guy. Do not come near me. He is full of sand and seawater. What a happy, happy dog. How cute. Somebody's having a good morning. We are on Fort Lauderdale Beach, right off of the Fort Lauderdale Strip. And this is an actual, real sunset. No AI involved whatsoever. These waves are real, powered by the Lord. And then we had the weird pixelated green thing. What the heck is that? It all makes you wonder, doesn't it? Hey, Costa Rica. I've been to Costa Rica. What a beautiful country you live in. Costa Rica is amazing. I live for this, you guys. If your day starts out this way, you cannot be having a bad day. No riptides. Let's go see if the water's warm. And the beach, gosh, it looks beautiful. Hardly any seaweed. This is like perfect weather conditions here in Fort Lauderdale. A lens flare. Thank you, Jetty. I never heard that before. Maybe I did. I don't know. But the water's so warm that you guys just walking on the beach, the sand is warm. So this water is going to be soup. Oh my God, it's like soup. It's literally like soup. Woo! Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, warm ocean. What's the temperature outside? Laura, what's the temperature outside? I don't know. You're a little bit further north than I am. Did I say sunset? Lappy, I am losing it today. Hey, Big Lawn. Hey, Skeeter. Everybody came out from a sunrise. Sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, sunset. Swiftly fly the days. Seedlings turn overnight to sunflowers, blossoming even as we gaze. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset. Swiftly fly the years. One season following another, laden with happiness and tears. What words of wisdom shall I give them? How can I help to ease their way? Now they must learn from one another, day by They look, he's going to get his ball. They look so natural together. Chomp. Just like he's gonna surf his way in. Just like two newlyweds should be. There he's surfing. Good job, doggy. Surf it, baby, surf it. Surf it, buddy. That was brilliant. Look, he's so nonplussed. That's a water dog. Is there a canopy installed for me? Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the day. I'm a semi-morning digital creator. You got that one right, Laura. You know I try my best. Seedlings turn overnight to sunflower, blossoming even as we gaze. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years. One season following another, laden with happiness and tears. Thank you, John. Good morning, everybody. I like to sing in the morning. When I was a little girl, my mother would wake me up every day singing to me. I wouldn't say I actually appreciated, well, I did appreciate her morning songs, but I didn't like mornings. I never liked mornings. Never, never, never. But she would sing, good morning, you slept the whole night through. Good morning to you. And when I heard that, I knew it was time to get up. Because if she stopped singing, I was in trouble. You know what I mean. I used to live in Pittsburgh. Oh, thank you, Laura. I don't miss being up north. Not on days like this, and pretty much not ever. I love me some ocean. And I love Fort Lauderdale. These waves are getting bigger and bigger. Look at that. The tide's coming in. So, do you guys want to talk about anything in particular this morning? Let me know. I have something on my mind. I have not had my coffee yet, Laura. Probably why I thought it was October and I thought it was sunset. Oh, thank you, Rusty. Glory of the Lord, shine in the heavens. Look up and see his glory. That's right. Look at the heavens. Look at this. Not a cloud in the sky, but you can still see the moon. Not a cloud in the sky. Got the sun in my eyes, and I won't be surprised if it's a dream. Everywhere I want the world to be is now coming true, especially for me. And the reason is clear, it's because you are near. You're in the heaven that I see. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I've found ever since you've been around. God's love puts me at the top of the world. Okay, so I know, I want to play in the waves too. I need my boogie board. Good morning, everybody. So, as I was coming to the beach, I was listening to a little bit of news. And, oh, Lappy has a good question. How did you decide on what ocean town to live in Florida? How did you pick Fort Lauderdale? Good question. Glad you asked. So, when it was the winter of cold February, I believe it was 2015. Yeah, 2015. And I was just publishing my first book about the way 9/11 changed our society, called, like it was yesterday, A Journalist's File Since 9/11. So I was living at the time in Pittsburgh with my son, who was in high school. He was just graduating that year. And I had a boyfriend. And I thought that when this is a long story, so get ready for story time. I thought that my boyfriend and I would live together after my son graduated. He didn't get along with my son very well. And, anyway, this is what I thought was going to happen. So I said as much to boyfriend that, when my son moves out, we can, I can move in with you, or we can get our own place or whatever. And he was like, yeah, no, I wasn't really thinking that. I said, well, what were you thinking? He said, I was thinking maybe you'd get another apartment close to here or something, and, we just continue to date. And I'm like, this man, I knew right then and there, this man has no good intentions as far as I'm concerned. And it was sad. I felt bad because I really loved him, but he only wanted a superficial relationship, shall we say? So I guess, I don't know. Who knows what he wants? But I did learn this about men. When a man loves a woman, when he really wants to be with you, he will move heaven and earth to do it. He will not say things like, how about you live up the street? It doesn't work that way. So I thought, okay, I don't want to live in Pittsburgh anymore. And I had just gone through a horrific divorce, and a lot of really bad things. Do we have a bot on here? Just get rid of the bot, darling. We don't need no stinking bots. Anyway, so I thought, I don't want to be in Pittsburgh anymore. And my sister lived in Florida, and I had other friends who lived in Florida. And you know me, I am a beach girl, and I thought, I want to go to Florida. I'm going to die here in Pittsburgh. I'm going to slip on ice, and I'm going to break my head open, and I'm going to die. So I convinced myself that I had to get out of Florida. I had to get out of Pittsburgh immediately. It was Valentine's Day of 2015. And I said to the boyfriend on Valentine's Day, and I didn't break up with him or anything. I just said, I'm going down to Florida. I'm going to go find a place to live. I'll see you. I'll see you in a few months. I don't know. I'll see you when I see you. And he's like, what? And he thought for sure I would fail. But see, here's the thing about this boyfriend, and why he was such a bad boyfriend for me, was because he didn't know me at all. See, failure is not an option for this girl. I don't fail at anything that I want to do. If I want to do it, hi Sean, I see you. If I want to do it, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it in my own way, on my own time. On God's time, actually, is what I've learned. My own time is not my time. My time belongs to God. So let's get that very clear. Everything I do is on His time. I'm hiding the sun. I kind of have to, because the sun is very bright. So I decided that I had to leave, and you guys are talking about all sorts of stuff. I don't know. Are you even listening to me? Should I keep telling you this story? Maybe not. Oh, Sean's stressed. Well, Sean, here, look at the waves. I'm going to shut up. I'm just going to shut up for a minute And I'm gonna let y'all look at the waves. Sean is stressed. He needs the water. We need the calm. We need the presence of the Lord. So here we go. Well, no one's gonna cuddle you here, Sean. So you're barking up the wrong tree. Sorry. All right. So those of you who are listening, Darla's like, I've had enough of your cuddles. Yeah, you have to watch what you say on the beach report because, you know, we'll kick you off at, you know, a moment's notice. We're very censorship wise that way. It's my party and you'll get kicked off if I want you to be. Okay, you're listening attentively. Thank you, Laura. Okay, where was I? Okay, so boyfriend says that he thinks I'm gonna fail. He thinks I'll be right back home to Pittsburgh. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just going, no, he was so not the right guy. I asked him to come with me, Gary. I did, and he didn't want to. He loved his Pittsburgh, so okay. So I knew that it was time for me to, you know, do my own thing, and I was publishing my first book, and I was super stoked about it. And I even had a coach for my book, and my coach told me to get on Facebook, and I was like, oh, hells no, I don't want to go on Facebook. I don't want to go on any kind of social media. I never liked it. I thought it was crazy. Yet here we are, 10 years later. Anyway, I came down to Naples actually first, and I was visiting friends, and somebody offered me a job, and they offered me, you need your fishing pole, definitely, John. There's fish in there. And they offered me a writing job. I am a writer and a journalist, to work on a website. It was about health. And it was run by this woman. She was a nurse, and she was all about it. And they lived in Naples. And they had this beautiful home in Naples, and they had a little side cottage next to the house where guests could stay. So they said I could live in the side cottage. I can't look at the sun anymore, it's so bright. So I said, they said I could live in the side cottage and work on their website, right? I thought, that's perfect. And I love writing about health and wellness and all that stuff, so I was all into it, right? And I lived there for a few months, and these people couldn't get it together. And they didn't have any work for me to do because they couldn't get it together. And the website was like just sitting there, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So I just was living in Florida and working on my book and publishing my book, and you know, so I was already busy doing my own thing, and I was starting my social media, so I was learning about that. And I had a friend in Fort Lauderdale, and no, actually she lived in Plantation. She was my best friend in high school, and I thought I'll go visit her. So I went to visit her, and she was very helpful, and she hooked me up with a woman who had a house in Fort Lauderdale, not very far, right up the beach here. And she was looking for people to live in her house. You know, she had a big house and she had rooms to rent. So I rented a room from her. And that's how I chose Fort Lauderdale. It was kind of one thing led to another. The house over in Naples didn't work out. I didn't want to live over there. I wasn't working. They weren't giving me any work to do. So it was kind of weird living there. And the wife was she was a Canadian liberal. Oh my God. And she would come into my little cottage place at night, and she would drink. She would come in drunk, and she would start freaking out on me because she knew that I'm a conservative. And back then, of course, I was stumping for Trump, and she hated that. And she was very angry with me for not being a liberal. And that was when I learned about how Canadian liberals can be. So anyway, I didn't want to live there much longer. her husband was a doll, but and then she started saying things like, maybe I should sleep with her husband for her. And I'm like, nah, I gotta leave now. I'll see you later, bye. They were very, very strange couple. I don't know. Anyway, I left. And I rented a room right off of Fort Lauderdale Beach. And it was amazing. It was just the best place I ever could have been. This woman had this beautiful home. I had a little bedroom and my own bathroom in the back. And we had another roommate and everybody was nice and it just was so much better. Okay, so boyfriend, he's still stewing up in Pittsburgh, right? And he's like, you know, sure that because the Naples thing fell through, he was certain that I would give up and come back to the burn. No, so I found my new place and I invited him to visit. And no, he's too busy, you know, he had a very high-powered job selling cars. Anyway, not that that's not a good job, it is, but you know what they say about car salesmen. It's true. Anyway, so he didn't come and visit, and then something happened. I was living in Fort Lauderdale. I think I'd been here, I don't know, it's a few months really. And I was going to, I was walking on the beach, this beach actually, one of my favorite beaches. And I'm walking on the beach and I wanted to, I guess I went down to the Strip, a shady car salesman. No, he wasn't really a shady car salesman, but I guess he was shady as far as I was concerned because, you know, like I said, I thought we were in love and he never did right by me, never. Anyway, Darlanos. So that was a Canadian liberal. It was bad. Canadian liberals are worse. Trust me. Trust me, this I know. So anyway, I'm talking to boyfriend on the phone, right? And I walk into Fort Lauderdale and I go, it's like a Monday night, super, you know, chill, nothing that's really going on. But the elbow room, of course, is cranking and everybody's partying. So it got pretty loud. So I was talking on the phone. So I decided to like go away from that area because I couldn't hear him on the phone. And so I went towards the Swimming Hall of Fame. And as I was walking down the street, it was dark out. It was, like I said, it was like a Monday night, and it was maybe 9 o'clock. And I was walking down the street, and I heard a strange flapping sound behind me. Now I know what that flapping sound means. It means that somebody is coming after you, or somebody is running behind you. Either way, when you hear a flappy sound, like flap, 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 that's somebody is running towards you. And there were two men, two African-American men, I must say. They each one grabbed one of my arms and they proceeded to pull me into the parking lot of the Swimming Hall of Fame. Now, I had a bag with me. My bag had 3 books in it. Books I had written, of course, all by me. And as these men are dragging me down the street, and I'm thinking I'm being robbed, they want my purse, is what I think, and I think I should just give it to them. All it has is my books in it. I mean, that's not worth anything to them. And to me, it's what, $60 worth of books. So my books are $20 each. Anyway, I'm thinking I could just let them have it. But as this is happening, in the few seconds that it's going on, I'm thinking, no, what is this? Like, who are they? Who thinks they're gonna just steal things from me? And I'm mad, right? And I start flipping out and I'm like, you're not gonna get my books, you're gonna get nothing. And I'm like, you know? And so I'm fighting this whole time. And they pull me into the driveway of the Swimming Hall of Fame. And that's when the car shows up, a white car, a sedan, shows up. And they open the door and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I realized at that moment that this mugging has turned into This mugging has turned into a kidnapping. And I know that if they get me in that car, I'm not gonna get out alive. I'm gonna die. So I think, you know, I'm freaking out. And oh, by the way, the whole time that this is happening, I still have my earphone in, and the boyfriend is talking, and he's like, and I'm screaming, and I'm screaming to him to call 911, and I'm screaming, call 911, call 911. And he's just like, huh, what? Because he's not all that bright, you see. And I'm just screaming, call 911. And oh, thank you, Shaw. And as I am struggling against these two men, and I'll never forget the face, one of them, as they were pulling me into the car, and he was staring at me, and he had this big moon pie face. That's all I can, it was just like big black face with these teeth, and he looked really scared. Like he looked scared of me. And I'm screaming at my loudest, call 911, and I am super loud. I can scream my brains out, you don't know. So anyway, you know what, John? If I am talking too slowly for you, you probably should move along, because this is how I tell stories. I put in details, okay? I'm a writer. So if you don't like it, darling, you didn't have to kick him off, you know, but seriously. Yeah, we're not this sensitive. I'm just saying that if you don't like the way I tell a story, then you probably shouldn't be watching the Beach Report, because I'm not gonna change. I'm almost 60 years old, don't you know? Darla lets him breathe. Okay, anyway, you know, just be respectful, okay? And if you don't like me blocking the sun, that's too bad too, because it's hard for me to see your comments with the sun in my eyes. So you know it's back there. You know what it looks like. Okay, you know what, John? Just go away. You get to the point. So this was, what year was this? It was 2015. Yeah, that was the year that, wait, no, 2015, that's wrong. It was 2010. Man, I'm confused. It's 2025. No, it's 2015. It was 2015. I have proof that this all happened for real. Lots and lots of proof, including eyewitnesses. Anyway, so these two men, you know, they dragged me off the street, and they're trying to pull me into the car, and I'm screaming, call 911, and I know that they're scared of me. I just can tell. And I also know that they're not going to pull me into the car anymore. I know that they're going to throw me onto the street. They're going to toss me out of the car. So I know that's going to happen too. And as it's happening, all I can think is, don't let them hit my head. Don't let my head hit too hard. Don't let my head hit too hard. And they threw me, and I conked my head, and it wasn't too bad. I had a little, you know, little egg there growing, but it wasn't too bad. I was pretty beat up, like road rash, you know, but they didn't do anything to me. They just got in the car and they tore off. So I'm kind of laying on the ground, and I hear the boyfriend in my ear, and he's going, what's happening? What's going on? What's happening? And he says, oh, and take Lance off, because he's an idiot. So I say, well, I just got mugged or something, or almost got kidnapped. I don't know what I said at that point. And he's like, well, call 911. And I'm like, no, really? Did you just say call 911? Did you just say that to me? I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. So I hang up the phone and I call 911. Well, it takes them like 20 minutes. Oh no, I lost my tooth because I grind my teeth, and that's what happens when you grind your teeth. You lose teeth. So yeah, I'm not perfect. Anyway, yeah, I didn't get hurt. I got a bump on my head, and I had road rash, and I was, you know, a little bit tore up. But I called the police, and the police showed up, like I said, like 20 minutes later, and I was pretty angry about that, you know. And I'm like, hey, you know, I just saved my own life. No thanks to you. And they're like, oh yeah, we were like taking care of a house burglary or something. I don't remember. So thank you, Lappy. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, I'm a tooth grinder. It was terrifying. It was, but at the same time, I don't know if I was in shock or what. But the worst thing happened. It happened afterwards. So it's where you grind your teeth at night, Sean. You're like, ah, because I don't know. I guess I have bad dreams. I know I have bad dreams. Well, I used to wake up screaming, but there's nobody to hear me scream anymore, so I don't know. I don't think it happens anymore. Anyway. Yeah. Should I get a false tooth for this? I don't know. I don't care. Is it bothering you? Again, I don't care. Anyway. No, I didn't lose anything during the assault, Sean. Nothing. Not even my books. I still had them. I had everything because they weren't after my books. They weren't after money. They were after me. And all of you women and men who are watching this show right now, you must know that this can happen. They will actually pick you up off the street. This is a real thing that happens, okay? Because it happened to me. And it could happen to you at any time. Like, for real. Walking alone at night. And I am not, it didn't happen recently. This happened 10 years ago. But yeah, it's a terrifying moment for a lifetime. Exactly. But yeah, this can happen to anybody. And I had never been a victim of crime ever in my life until that day. That was the very first time. And I was shocked by it. But anyway, here's what the worst thing that happened that day. So they, the police, thank you, Sean. You guys are so sweet. So the police asked me, do you need an ambulance? And I said, yes, I do. Because I was, like I said, I was bleeding from head to toe. I had a goose egg on the back of my head or wherever. I don't even remember now. I think it's right behind my ear. Anyway, the ambulance came and they were, why would you ask me if I'm transgender? Seriously? Are you a bot? I think you must be a bot. Anyway, and you don't have to hide the transgender people, darling. Don't worry about it. Let them show us all how they are crazy. I don't care anymore, you know? You want to see what crazy looks like? It's not me, okay? So, yeah, it's very rude. So, but I mean, it's... So, yeah, no, the police didn't catch them. The police were useless. Completely useless. And so was the ambulance, by the way. Once I was in the ambulance, they were cleaning me up, you know, and they put stuff on my cuts and they gave me a nice pack for the goose egg. And the boyfriend, now he's texting and I'm texting back. Yeah, I'm in the ambulance. Yeah, I'll be okay. Everything's okay now. So, you know, I was letting him know what was going on the whole time, by the way. He was privy. And I'm like sitting there. I'm so grateful actually to the ambulance and everybody's taking care of me that I give them all my books. I just give them all of my books. I'm like, here's one for you, here's one for you. Thank you so much for taking care of me, even though they really didn't do anything. But I don't know. That's me. I always try to help people around me even when I'm the one who needs the help. So, this gets even better, Auntie Gloves. So, I go to so I say, you know, sorry, I'm like forgetting all my words. So they're like, do you want to go to the hospital? And I said, no, I don't need the hospital. You can see I'm fine. I'm fine. No, it's okay, Sean. It's okay. I know, I'm missing a tooth. It is what it is. I think sometimes about getting a flipper tooth or something, but I mean, it doesn't change me. It might change the look of the shape of my mouth, though. I don't know. I don't know what to do about that tooth. So, Donna. So, the paramedics tell me they can't take me home. because I live 5 miles away and that's out of their jurisdiction. And I'm like, you know what? Oh, thank you, Mr. E. Oh, you're so sweet. Really appreciate it from my heart. So they can't take me home, and I'm like, okay, I don't care. I'm just gonna walk. I don't care anymore. I'm like so shell-shocked right now. I don't even know what to think. And I'm a walker, so I'll walk. Leave me alone. So I get out of the ambulance, and as I get out, there, thank you, Bendel. There's this woman waiting for me, and she walks up and she's like, hello, my name is Jenny. And I'm like, your name is Jenny? That's my daughter's name, actually. I'm like, wow. And she's like, so I just like saw and heard everything that happened to you. And I know the paramedics because I live here. These are my friends. And they told me everything. And she's like, and they told me they will not take you home. And she said, well, not on my watch. I'm going to take you home. And I say, what? Really? Oh, okay. So she's like, I'm here. I'm here to take care of you, like an angel said to take care of me. I feel like I'm gonna cry every time I think about this girl. So she leads me over. She was actually at the time, she was sitting right outside a restaurant, a bar, restaurant, whatever, and she was on a date. And so she invites me over with her and her date, and she says to me, we can take you home right now if you want, or maybe you want to relax a minute. Can we get you a beer or something? And I'm like, yes, get me a beer. I just want a beer. And I'm like so relieved. I feel safe. Everything's okay. I have literally just survived something that could have killed me, quite frankly. And these people are like, they're like angels. So I'm sitting there with them, and my phone rings, and it's boyfriend. And he's flipping out. What's happening? What's going on? Oh my God. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm okay. I just got out of the ambulance, and I'm with some really nice people, a couple, and they're gonna take me home, so I'm okay. And right now, why do perverts always go there? I don't understand you. Anyway, I said they're gonna take care of me, and right now I'm gonna sit here and I'm having a beer with them. So he says, oh, so what are you on, a bar crawl? A bar crawl. And since Jenny can hear this conversation, she looks at me and she's like, oh no. She takes my phone. She's like, I'll be right back. And she walks away. And she proceeds to tell my boyfriend how I have been just through a horrific experience. And a bar crawl is where you go from bar to bar drinking. You know, it's like a drunk thing to do. It's not something I ever do. Maybe in college, but yeah, no, I wasn't on a bar crawl. It's like, it was a really rude thing to say to your girlfriend who just got attacked and almost got killed. It's a really rude thing to say. So yeah, don't ever say that to a woman. That, you know. Anyway, well, Jenny knows how rude it is. So Jenny goes and she proceeds to tell him that, you know, he's crazy, what he's saying is horrible, and he needs to calm the F down. And like, so she gives me back the phone, and I'm like, you know what, I'll call you when I'm home. That's it. I really don't want to talk to him anymore. So Jenny eventually drives me home, and I'm safe. And I tell everyone what's happened. I'm on Facebook. I tell all my friends. And I tell, you know, my boyfriend, I'm thinking he's going to fly down to Fort Lauderdale, right? He's going to want to be with me. He's going to want to take care of me. If I'm annoying Bojangles, you can scroll. You can scroll. You're the one who looks dumb if you don't. So, Boyfriend doesn't show up. You know who does show up though? My little sister. She lives 3 hours away in Ocala. She gets in her car the minute that she hears that I have been attacked. It was two strange black men, actually, Preet. And my little sister gets in her car and she drives to Fort Lauderdale, and she's there for me. Because that's what people do when they love you. That's what sisters do. And that's what boyfriends should do. And this boyfriend didn't do that. He didn't show up, like, at all. At all. And in the days after that, I told him we have to break up. Because your behavior was despicable, disgusting. And you are not someone who loves me. So, I didn't really break up with him though. I broke up with him for a while, and then he tried to get back in my good graces, and I guess that he did for a little while, but he never left Pittsburgh to be with me. He did come and visit a couple times, and you know, even one time he pretended like he was going to get a job here in Florida and live here too, but he didn't do that. And it wasn't until I met my future husband, my darling Ray Becerra, and I met Ray, and I had broken up with the boyfriend again for like, I don't know, we were broken up for a few weeks, and I had met Ray. I met him on November 6th of 2018. I'll never forget it, at a gas station. And thank you, Frank. And then the boyfriend, I guess, found out that I was dating someone else. And that's when he was in love. And that's when he wanted to move to Florida and be with me all the time. Yeah, and I was like, too little, too late, buddy. And then I married Reynaldo Becerra and became the wife of the crocodile, the Cuban crocodile hunter. No, he was an animal wrangler. He was the most amazing person I've ever met. So I guess I'm glad that that boyfriend didn't give me what I wanted. Didn't want to move in with me because he was so wrong for me anyway. They were trying to kidnap me, Preet. They were trying to kidnap me, and then they found out that I was too much trouble, and then they threw me away. So it was a kidnapping, and thank goodness all went okay. Absolutely. Actually, one of my dearest friends I grew up with, she is an ex-FBI agent, and she wrote about what happened to me in her book, which is called, what's the book called? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm losing my words here. You guys know the Be Aware. Her book is called Be Aware. You can look it up. It's on Amazon. So my story is in that book for those of you who think I'm lying. It's actually in a book, what happened to me. Thank you, Darla. Be Aware. And Brenda I wrote my story, and she put it in her book. And the police never caught them. Nope, it's unsolved. So, anyway, then it happened again a few years later. Actually, maybe it wasn't even a year later. And I was mugged in broad daylight, right up the street from here on Sunrise Boulevard. The police did catch this guy. He was a 21-year-old punk. Black kid, of course. Sorry, I say of course because the only people who ever done this to me were black people. It just is what it is, you know. And I have to say too, I published two books, boy. You can see my books on jillbooks.com. Darla, if you would do me the honors, please check out my books. And you can even, you know what? If you buy my new book, Do You Think About Me on My Birthday? I'm going to make you an offer. The first person to buy my new book will get a free copy of Be Aware, because I have a few. I do. So I'm going to give away a free copy of Be Aware to the first person who buys Do You Think About Me on My Birthday today. This is only for today. You buy one of my new book, and you will get a copy of Be Aware for free. And Be Aware is a really great book. It's written by 3 women, and it is all about keeping yourself safe. So anyway, hey Deshaun, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but anyway. Yes, so my new book is called Do You Think About Me on My Birthday? My birthday's coming up, so I know I've got to do some bundles and some special things and get the book out because it's not on Amazon. I don't like Amazon, and I don't like to sell myself short. I worked really hard on that book, and I don't feel like giving Amazon 30%. Just saying. And I know that black people aren't the same, so I'm going to say something about that to Steve. The night that I was attacked by those 2 men, I made a concerted effort to go find a black man and talk to them so that I didn't have this bad feeling about black men. And the reason that they have a bad reputation is because of punks like that who attack women for no reason. That's why they have bad reputations. But I went to the tiki bar down here, which is where my birthday is going to be. And the first black person I found who seemed nice was a security guard working for the tiki bar. So I went up to the security guard and I told him exactly what had just happened to me. And he was so kind and so sweet to me. And so, no, I don't hold all black people responsible. And I am not a racist or a bigot of any kind whatsoever. But yes, I was attacked by black people. And so I made it a point to find a nice black person so I wouldn't feel this way. Thank you, Cree. So he was really, really nice. Okay, so it happened to me again. This other black guy, 21 years old, he attacked me in broad daylight and stole my phone right out of my hand. Well, this time there were a lot of people around on the street. They were eating on the side of the sidewalk. There's this little area on the strip there you can do that. And so he started running through all these people, and I ran after him and screaming the whole time, "Black man, white t-shirt stole my phone." Well, all of the men that were sitting there mobilized and they all chased after him. And as they were doing that, this little punk, he pointed to a black man in a white t-shirt who was standing right there and said, "There he is, that's him." And all these men started going after this guy that wasn't him. But I saw this happen, so I started screaming, "That's a lie, it wasn't him, it was him." So I changed the course and all the men ran after the bright guy. Well, the man, oh, Cree, thank you. So the man who they had falsely implicated, he was so grateful to me. And he looked just like the guy who had mugged me. And he says to me, "Thank you, you know you just saved my life." And I was like, "Well, I don't know about that, but you know, I know it wasn't you." And he gives me his phone. He just hands it to me. And he says, "Take my phone and call the police and do what you need to do." And I'm like, okay. So I've got this guy's phone. I call the police. I'm running around with the phone and he doesn't even care. And I'm like, you know, and so the police come and I give the man his phone back and I'm like, "You're so kind. Thank you so much." So this time, you know, I didn't have to go look for the black man to talk to. He literally, the Lord gave me the nice black man, the good man and the bad man. So I had them both. So no, I'm not angry at all the black men, and I know there are good people and there are bad people, and I proved it to myself. Yes, I wrote like it was yesterday, a journalist file since 9/11. Absolutely. If you want to buy that book, it is also on my website, jillbooks.com. So check it out. You can also buy it on Amazon, but you'll get it used and someone else will have their name in it because I sign it to everybody. So just saying. You're only going to get a used book on Amazon at this point. If you want a new one and if you want me to sign it to you, you have to buy it from me. And I really appreciate if you would do that because girls got to make a living. If you buy my book from Amazon, somebody else is profiting from my hard work. That's how that goes. So I know it might cost a little bit more if you buy it directly from me, but You'll be doing a girl a solid, and it's not like I'm gonna take your firstborn child. It's not that expensive. So look for the black man, JK. You guys are funny. So anyway, that's the story of my mishaps. The only other time I was ever attacked in Fort Lauderdale was a white man after that. No, there were 2 other times actually. Anyway, Fort Lauderdale's dangerous. Let me just say that. So I'm a lot more careful now than I ever have been. I like, do you like black men? I like my friends, okay? And I don't date. I'm a widow, so no boyfriends, there's nothing. My husband is in heaven, but we're still married. See that? Still wearing my wedding ring. So, no, I like people. I don't judge people on the color of their skin. It's not what I do. I'm just identifying these people who attacked me. So that's all. I don't like bad people. Thank you. Exactly, Dee. I don't like punks. I don't like people who attack other people for absolutely no reason other than they want what you have or they want to hurt you. I don't like that. I don't prefer any men. I don't date. I don't want any men. Okay? This is not a dating show, and I'm not looking for a boyfriend, and I'm still married to my husband, even though he's in heaven. So don't come at me with, all that dating love stuff. I'm so far above it. I'm 60 years old. And when you get to be 60 years old as a woman, you really just don't care anymore about sex and dating and all that stuff. Well, maybe some women do, but when you married the love of your life and you had a relationship with somebody who it just transcended all time and space and love and everything, you're not going to find it again. I'm not going to find that again. Right, boy? I hear you. I'm never going to get back my Ray. But that's okay, because he's in heaven, and I feel him with me every day, and I know that he's very proud of me, and I'm writing a book about him. So, how could I ever date anybody else? There's nobody who could ever even come close to my Ray. And I wouldn't want to be that person who tries, okay? James Brown! James Brown! I love your name. Yeah, we're Gen Xers, aren't we, James? The beach is beautiful. This is my happy place. So, Cree, I hope you experience that kind of love someday too. I really do. And I am heartbroken for myself for losing it, because he died at the age of 58, which is just way too young to die. But he lived every one of those 58 years, like, to the hilt. So, yes, I'm MAGA. That's right. Proud of my president, which, by the way, we're in Fort Lauderdale today, Michael. I want to say this is what I really wanted to talk about. I think it was Jetty who got me totally off topic, but so I am a journalist. I graduated from the Scripps School of Journalism at Ohio University in 1987. And I have, ever since then, I have been a practicing journalist. I've written for magazines, newspapers, and television all over the world. And I support Trump now more than ever before. I don't know if it could be more, because what Trump was running against, the Democrats really, they've shown themselves to be as anti-American as possible. If you're still a Democrat and you still hate our president, then you hate our country. That's all. How anybody could be against President Trump right now, I think it's because you're a criminal. You're either a criminal, or you watch a lot of television and you're still being brainwashed, or you're just stupid, or I just really don't know what's wrong with you. But if you don't support President Trump right now, then you don't support America. And that's the way it is. Sorry. Not sorry. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to get into today. This is what I really wanted to talk about. The fact that President Trump has been lied about nonstop since he walked down that escalator with Melania and said he wanted to be president. And I was just listening to him. He was on Air Force One. I think this was last night. Thank you, Bois. And he was talking about how the BBC, not only did they change his, they changed his words. Like, they literally made it look like he had incited a riot on J6. And you have to wonder why. You know, and President Trump said this. He said, like, CBS News and the date with Cackle, or the debate with Cackles, and how they changed, or what was it? I don't remember what CBS News. Oh, they changed an actual interview with Cackles and made it sound like she was smarter than she really was. And here, the BBC News, though, actually made it look like President Trump was inciting a riot, and he wasn't. And that's the problem with the news, is that they're not just lying to you, but they are manipulating things that happen and making it look like President Trump is like a Hitler. And so if you hate President Trump and you believe that he's Hitler, then I understand your hatred. Because if Hitler were alive and functioning today, we all would hate him, right? And we would want to get rid of him. And it would be very bad, because we would know that he was murdering people in concentration camps. And, oh, it was Lappy. Lappy, I love Fort Lauderdale. I do. And I have the most amazing friends here, and that's why I stay. Because of the people and because of the beautiful beach. So, but anyway, back to the mainstream media and the news and the lies about President Trump. I think you should go to jail if you're a criminal Democrat, Lon. Are you a criminal? Are you lying to people to make your party look better than it is? I mean, if you're a criminal, then you do belong in jail. And now we've got all these criminal judges who are literally letting the worst criminals go. Lappy, it's okay. It's all good, Lappy. You know what? I love to tell that story because I want people to understand that you can get kidnapped off the street. It can happen at any moment. And this ex-boyfriend, when I would say things about this incident and how I was almost kidnapped, he would say, "You weren't kidnapped, you're too old." Now this was 10 years ago. And I would think, you know what? First of all, it was dark. I'm a little woman. I'm walking down the street, you know, I'm strutting my stuff, I don't look like some old decrepit person walking around. I don't know how you can tell how old someone is when you're walking behind them, but usually somebody with a pep in their step, and you know, they don't look that old. I don't know, but yes, he was beyond stupid, and he actually went and married somebody else. No, I don't think he's with her anymore either, so there's that. But yeah, this stupid man that let me go. A stupid man that treated me like he told me, I would get so mad at this guy, you know, I found it so hard to believe that he didn't want the same kind of relationship that I did. And I would say to him, why are you doing this? Like, I would say, you know, I could have any man I want. And he would say, no, you can't. And it turned out to be true, because he was the one I wanted and I couldn't have him. So I guess it's not true. Now I don't want any men. And I will credit him for that. It was that relationship, and it was 9 years of going back and forth with this guy to let me know that I am now the most important person in my life. And I will never, ever let a man treat me like that, ever again. And he taught me a lot. And he continues to disrespect me. In fact, he calls me every year on my birthday. Why, I'm not sure. And last year it was to try to sex me up on the phone, and I said I don't talk that way with married men. So I felt very disrespected, and really it was a very bad feeling I got from this last interaction that I had with him, where he, like, you know, is married and wants to talk about sex with me. And I thought, you know what? Smartest thing I ever did was not take you back. So you live and you learn. And yeah, I know men like women, and I don't have to get over it. I don't have to deal with it. So it's nice that I don't have to deal with it. For the first time in my life, I have no man in my world telling me what to do, where to go, who to talk to, who not to talk to, any of it. And I love my husband dearly, but he was also a very jealous man, because sometimes men, you know, this is another reason why I can't date, is because men get jealous. And if you are at all attractive as a woman, men think that all these other men are coming after you, and a lot of times it's true. And yes, Jax, punish all pedos, all of them. Absolutely, punish them. Don't just punish them, get rid of them. Anyway, okay, friendly, that's okay. It's dangerous to say that people should go to jail because we disagree. No, I don't disagree. I'm talking about if you're a criminal, you should go to jail. I didn't say I disagree with you, so you should go to jail. If you're a criminal, if you steal, if you cheat on your taxes, or you cheat on your wife, that's also pretty bad. I know it's not a jailable offense, but maybe it should be. Cheating on your husband or wife is a very terrible thing to do, and affects everyone around you. Children, friends, in-laws, family, everyone. So, anyway. Yes, Shaw, that's a really great thing to say. If you are from a blue state and you want to move to my home of Florida, please leave your blue state mentality there, or we don't want you here. That's very, very true. So, yeah. So I can't date. And I don't like jealousy. And I don't have a jealous bone in my body. So I don't really understand jealousy, but I don't like it, and I don't like it around me. So. And FKD, you got a great point. You say you're a woman and you take decisions based on how you feel. What was your relationship with your father has a big impact on your future life. And you know what? My father is the king of the universe. My father is the most amazing God of everything. God is my father. And I agree, Cam, jealousy is ugly. And worry is also something I don't have any time for. I have no time for worry. I have no time for fear. And I have no time for jealousy. And God is my father. Because, yeah, the father that I had, I was adopted as a little baby. So I was very lucky to have a father who wanted to be my father. And he did a good job raising me. My parents, who raised me as their adopted daughter, with my, Terry says I cheated on my husband still after 20 years. I hate myself for doing it. Oh, Terry, I'm so sorry. My heart breaks for you. Cheating is a terrible, terrible thing. ICE, okay, so I'm also an immigrant. I didn't immigrate to America. I immigrated from America to Switzerland. And I married my first husband in Switzerland, and my children were born there too. I had them naturalized as Americans, but I know all about immigration because I've done it. I've done it every single way. I've done it from America to Switzerland. I did it naturalizing children. I did it with my ex-husband when we moved back to America. And would you believe, this is my country. I was born here. But when I came back to America with my Swiss husband and my 2 naturalized children, my government said, oh, you can't just come back. You have to be sponsored. Sponsored! You know what that means? It meant my grandparents had to open up their books, every penny they had, and tell the American government that if anything should happen and we lose our jobs, they will take care of us. We had to be sponsored. Yeah, I was pretty mad, you know, and I still am angry. So I think that if you break into this country and you are a criminal, because I couldn't just come home. If I wanted to just come home with my family and I didn't follow the rules and I didn't pay a lot of money and my grandparents didn't also open up their books to the government, I would have been a criminal, okay? So I follow every rule internationally. I immigrated to Switzerland, I followed the rules. I had to actually go in front of a panel of Swiss people and prove that I could speak the language fluently, that I was a part of my Swiss community. I had to prove that to them. I had to talk to them in person. I had to take a test, a verbal test in front of them. That's how you immigrate. And when you move to another country, you better learn their language. You better expect everyone around you to not cater to you and not give you things. You should be paying them. That's how it works. That's how immigration should really work. That's how it should be. And when I see these people breaking into this country, and oh, by the way, those illegal immigrants who just walked over the border, do you realize that if they want to stay here, they have to break a lot more laws in order to do so? Because how does it go for you if you drive a car without a driver's license? Is that legal for you to do that? But you are an illegal immigrant and you have a driver's license. How did you get one? Did you maybe steal someone's identity? Also very, very terrible. I did not surrender my citizenship when I became a Swiss citizen. I did not have to do that. So no, I did not do that. And I also did not surrender my Swiss citizenship when I came back to America, because my children are both. So I was able to straddle both countries as an American and as a Swiss. So that's the way that happened. Anyway, so I fully agree with all immigration rules and laws. I did not, okay, I don't agree with all of them maybe, but I followed all of them. And I expect everybody else to do the same. You don't break into somebody's country. So, thank you, Terry. I don't know, if you're not a Trump supporter, did you support Kamala? Is that who you wanted as your president? Have you seen her lately? Have you seen the Democrats lately? Do you see them fighting for the illegal immigrants? Like they're more important than you are. Have you seen that? Do you agree with it? Because I gotta wonder. Oh boy, you understand. Your kids are dual with Portugal. Yeah, those are our third culture children. I have third culture children. Yeah, you can enter. Yes, if you enter this country for asylum and you follow all the rules, then you are not illegal. I don't have to look into it. I know all about it. I'm a journalist. I've researched it. I've written about it for many, many, many years. So I know everything about it. There are people who come into this country and they steal identities. They steal benefits. They take advantage of us. And even some of them who are maybe getting asylum, they are treated so much better than the homeless American who lost their job because maybe one of these illegal people took it from them. I don't know. I don't know exactly. If you're documented, then you're fine. If you walk into this country and you have asylum and you played by the rules, then you're fine. Then you don't have anything to worry about, and you probably should, you know, just keep your head down and be a good American. Shut up. So my name's not Karen, by the way. So, yeah, keep on working hard. Millions of people on welfare depend on you. Ain't that the truth? It's pretty sad. And I don't wear any SPF. So if you think I'm ugly, then that's fine. That's your opinion. and you're entitled to it. But I don't believe in sunscreen. I believe that the sun is my greatest power. It's my superpower. And I revel in it. And I lay in the sun every single day that I can. And I don't have any skin cancer. And there's nothing wrong with me, and I'm not sick. So I also fast a lot. Did you know that you can live without eating? All those people who are screaming about their SNAP benefits, no, we're not gonna have food. Well, just a few weeks ago, I went a whole week without food. And I feel great, and I feel like I'm better for it too. So, yeah, if you don't agree with me, then I really don't care. And I don't care what anybody else thinks about me anyway, because I'm only playing to one audience. That's right, my Father, my Lord, my Father in heaven, that's who I play to. So I don't care what you say about me. It doesn't matter. It only matters what the Lord thinks. Yes, a whole week, no food, 7 days. 7 full-on days, no food. So everybody else is crying about SNAP benefits. Not this girl. I went on a hunger strike. No, I wasn't hungry. And I didn't go on a hunger strike. I went on a fast. A fast is a spiritual way to find out that you are much more powerful than you even know. And you don't have to eat food to live. It's so true. Yes, I can't wait to see God on Judgment Day. That's what I live for. All right, you guys. Well, I'm so happy to have had this time with you today. I feel like we had a really good show. Maybe some of the people who hate a MAGA-loving Trumpster like me have a different opinion. I don't know. People can fast for a long, long time. Fasting is not dangerous. Actually, if you don't fast, you're doing yourself a disservice. In fact, I'm on a fast right now. I started fasting yesterday. My last meal was at, what was it? It was at 4:30. So I'm on a fast right now. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna fast for, but I feel fantastic. I'm definitely not gonna be eating today. I might eat tomorrow. So it's fun. I love to fast. All right. Yeah, I'm just like AI, right? Actually, before I go, I did want to run this by you. I have an idea. So AI, right? We all need to know how to use it because it is the future. It's here, it's now, and it's tomorrow. And we need to learn. So, you know, I'm a 60-year-old Generation Xer, and I would like to lead the way in learning AI for those of us who are in our sunset years. I know, it's kind of sounds sad, but it's not. It's good. Oh, are you leaving, Donna? All right, see you later. Yes, I'm a white woman. I can't change it. I can change colors in the sun, though. I do it all the time. Edith Bunker. You know what? You clearly are my age. 65. All right, I got my 1965. Woo woo! It's my birthday. It's our birthday year. It's our 60th year on Earth, and it is a fantastic time to be elderly in America. I'm quite looking forward to it. So, oh, good, you're still here, Donna. I will see you later. Anyway, I want you guys to realize that we do have to learn how to use AI. And we can say all the nasty things we want about it, but it's here to stay. So I'm going to start a new segment of my show about learning AI. We're going to learn it together. Are you guys interested in that? And as our first lesson, I'm going to teach you some things that I have learned researching AI, because I'm researching the heck out of it, because we need to know what it's about. Yeah, there's a lot of videos about AI. So it has a whole new lexicon attached to it. And one of the things you really need to know about AI is hallucinations. Hallucinations! Do you know what a hallucination is? This is very, very serious. AI hallucinates. That's a nice way of saying that AI lies. AI tells fake, false stories. And there's a lot to learn, Friendly. There's a lot, because there's a lot of information out there. And you can learn AI from AI, but you also have to be aware that AI is very, let's say, word specific. And even if you think AI is here to take over, and it might be, I don't know, I don't have a crystal ball, I don't know what the future is, but I know that if you're not interested in AI right now, then you better get interested in it. Hi Mark, I'm 27, I'm young, but I found God just over 2 years. Well, then you have a very wonderful life ahead of you. That's wonderful. Okay, and here's Donna says she met a lady who's construction foreman for some AI buildings, and she said they are big as a city block. I've heard about that too. There are huge buildings. They're putting them next to quiet neighborhoods. Actually, I heard about one in Texas where there's a continuous hum from this building because AI needs a lot of electricity. AI, Millennialing says AI is in a bubble. It's not anything more than data processing. It's minimally disruptive professionally, but extremely detrimental to society. So, okay, and that is another great point. It is detrimental to society because when people look at AI generated videos that they're calling brain rot, where they make absolutely no sense, and they're all like, you know, like putting together a rhinoceros and a kitten and like adding animals, like just metamorphosing, like just really stupid things. And they found that it actually hurts your brain. The other thing is that when you depend on AI for things, like you ask it questions and you expect it to give you the truth, that's why I brought up hallucinating, is it hallucinates and it sometimes doesn't tell you the truth, or it makes something up. And if you're a writer, that is very dangerous, because I actually was working on an article and I asked AI a question about it and it brought up all these quotes, and I'm like, where did these quotes come from? Did people say this? And it's like, no, I just made them up, you know? It's like, so you can't trust AI. You really can't. There are some things that it's good for. There are propaganda. That's right. It's used as propaganda marketing. Thank you, Scott. The data centers are also, yeah, that's a big concern. And sometimes, but see, why you can't say fuck AI, because it's here. It's here and it's affecting us. And we have to find workarounds. That's why I do this show as a real woman. Real woman, not trans anything. I'm not transhuman, and I never want to be transhuman. I have an actual oceaning behind me. The sun is the real sun, or so they say. Yeah, we are all living in a world where we're not sure what's real and what's fake. And that is a big problem for humanity. When you think that everything's a lie and you can't trust anything, then you yourself are also not trustworthy. You do have to trust in something. And it all ties into the Lord. You have to trust in the Lord. You have to trust in God, and you have to trust the Bible. I know I used to think, how can the Bible be trustworthy? It's a book. And man wrote the book, so I think it could have been edited. Anything could be changed. But then I'm like, I research and I learn, and it seems like the Bible really is spot on. And I mean God, Adam. I mean the God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's what I mean. I am Jewish. I was raised Jewish, but I am a Messianic Jew. And I believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And I believe that God sent his only Son to atone for our sins. That's what I believe. It took me many years to find that out. Just like the young man here who said that he just found God 2 years ago. I found Jesus. Oh, thank you so much for the gift. I myself found Jesus in 2018, and I was baptized on this beach, well, a beach right up the street anyway. And I was bat mitzvahed. Yeah. I know everything about being a Jew, and now I'm learning about Christ. And I think that Jesus Christ is amazing, and he fills my life. So yeah, Jesus is defiled in Judaism, and it's a shame. And I'm not one of them anymore. I never defiled Jesus. I always loved Jesus, but I wasn't allowed to love Jesus. And that's something I say in my book too. What do you mean, get my sponsor? Do you mean when I moved to America, my grandparents sponsored me? Not sure what sponsor you're talking about. But Yeshua, an awesome Jew. And you know what, Boss? Have you noticed that it is so great to be a Messianic Jew today? Because when I was a child and you would hear about people who were Messianic Jews, we Jews would be like horrified. And we wouldn't say very nice things about those people. And now, when you tell someone you're a Messianic Jew, there's a very good chance that the person you're telling is also a Messianic Jew. And I love that. I know, Sage, I am so happy to know Jesus, and I'm so happy when you do. And I'm sorry that you're an atheist, because I don't know what you can believe in. Like I said, in a world where there isn't anything that you feel that you can trust, you can trust God. And an atheist is somebody who doesn't trust anything. And I don't really know what kind of a life you can have like that. Are you a happy person? Are you a grateful person? Atheists feel empty. They must. They must. I don't know, because I'm so full of love for my Lord. It actually drives me in everything I say and do and live, and everywhere I go. Music liberated the Wailing Wall, Messianic Jews. I don't know anything about that, Sally, but I'm going to look it up. All right, you guys. Well, I think I've talked myself out now, and I have to get back to work. I'm working on a new book. It's called As If, and it's a book about heartbreak. So I'm going to go join the heartbroken ones for just a little bit. I don't know why atheists are that way. They do seem angry. Maybe they're angry at God. I don't know. I don't understand. But I hope that the atheist can learn that you have a creator, and your creator loves you. Even if you don't know it. He loves you. All right, you guys. Yes, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. It is the Sabbath day here. It's Saturday, and we Jews do celebrate the Sabbath on Saturday, so it is a blessed day. And we pray for you atheists. We pray for all of you who don't know the Lord, and we hope that you do someday. Take him into your heart. All right, you guys. I'm going to say good Yom Tov. All right, you guys. I'm going to say ciao for now, but if the Lord has a superiority complex, that's okay with me. God bless you all. Have a wonderful rest of your Sabbath Saturday. Ciao for now.